One of my favorite things about winter in Egypt is getting to have this dessert. It's got a layer of cooked pumpkin and a sweet pumpkin bechamel on top. And to give it a bit more texture, I've added a cheesecake biscuit layer with a bit of coconut and cinnamon to bring in the warm flavors of winter. Now, if you're looking for a new pumpkin dessert, then this one won't disappoint. So we're going to start off by making the base. This dessert usually has some nuts in it. So first thing we're going to do is toast some nuts. So I've got some walnuts here. These are going to go in the base. Here are some hazelnuts that we're going to use for the topping. So I'm going to put these in the oven for 5 to 10 minutes and I'll take them out when they're golden. While the nuts are in the oven, we're going to be melting some butter, which will be going into the base. So these are done now. The nuts are looking really nice and golden. I'm just going to let them cool for a little bit before I use the walnuts in the base. Now that they've cooled down, we're going to bring it together using my trusty food processor. So I've based this recipe off of Brian Lagerstrom's cheesecake recipe because it's great and it works every time. So I'm going to add my digestive biscuits first. Then we've got the toasted and cooled walnuts. Got some flour here to bring everything together. Then we've got some sugar and some salt. And to make this taste a bit more Egyptian flavored, we're adding some desiccated coconut. Unsweetened preferably, and some cinnamon. We're going to blitz all of this together until it reaches a sandy texture. This is looking good. It's looking a bit like breadcrumbs. Now that it's done, I'm slowly going to stream in the butter while the machine is running. So this is the texture you're looking for. You'll know that you've added enough butter if you can take a little bit in your hands and it forms clumps. For this recipe, you're going to need a 10-inch springform pan. I'm going to line it with a piece of parchment paper to avoid the base from sticking. To make sure that this releases smoothly, I'm going to brush the leftover butter on the walls of the pan. Now I'm going to add half of the biscuit base to the pan. I'm using this ramekin to press the biscuit base against the side of the pan to form a nice thick wall. So first I go in like a circular motion to equally distribute the biscuit as much as I can around the wall. Now that the layer is pretty much even, I'm going to start pressing the base into the wall of the pan. So this is what it should look like. The edges are pretty much even. We're just going to trim these later on. Now I'm going to add what's left of this into the pan and press it into the base. Because the height is uneven, I'm just going to take a little piece from here, add it to areas which are a bit shorter. I mean, you don't really have to get it all in the same height, but it just looks prettier this way. So this is roughly what you want it to look like. Now I'm going to put it in the oven for about 15 minutes, and then we'll start on our filling. So for the filling, we've got some pumpkin cubes that have been macerating overnight. So we had a whole sweet pumpkin, which we've peeled and cut into small cubes. We've added 1/4 of its weight in sugar and we've left it to macerate overnight. And what that does is that it basically draws out all the pumpkin flavor into this syrup, which we will then use to make our sweet bechamel. So now we'll be cooking the pumpkin. I'm just going to pour this in the pot. I'm simply going to cook this pumpkin over medium heat, covered in its liquid until it goes a bit soft. But we don't want to overcook it so it doesn't turn into mush later on. It's simmering now, so I'm going to give it about 15 to 20 minutes to cook. So it's been 15 minutes, so I'm going to check on the pumpkin. So ideally we want this texture where the fork goes into the piece of pumpkin but it doesn't disintegrate. So this is perfectly cooked. So we're going to strain this into here. We want to save the liquid because we're going to be using it in the bechamel. So now that the pumpkin's done straining, I'm going to set the pumpkin aside. And now I'm going to measure out about 500 ml. So I've got about 400 ml of liquid, which is fine because I can always top it up with extra water to get it to the 500 ml. That tastes like pumpkin syrup. This is really good. And this is what's going to sweeten our bechamel, so you don't need to add any more sugar. So here's the base all done. It's looking a bit darker than usual. It's probably due to the cinnamon that we added and the extra fat that came from the coconut, but it's still going to taste as good. I'm going to let it cool while we prepare the bechamel. So I'm going to use the same pan that I cooked the pumpkin in to make the bechamel. And just like any other bechamel, I'm going to start off by adding my butter on medium heat. And I'm just going to let it melt. And once it's almost melted, I'll add my flour. So I'm going to cook off the flour for a few minutes until it starts to smell a little bit nutty. So now it's bubbling, it should be almost there. You just want to continuously mix so you don't get any stickage. Okay, so that's looking good. I'm going to reduce the heat to low and I'm going to slowly add in my milk while constantly whisking. And I'm going to add what's left of my milk. Mix it in. So now it's all smooth. I'm going to slowly start to add in my pumpkin syrup. And I'm just going to add it a bit at a time until all the pumpkin syrup has been incorporated and it's looking nice and smooth. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to increase the heat, bring it to a simmer until it thickens, and then add the cream. I'm going to constantly whisk so that nothing sticks in the bottom of the pan. So the bechamel has started to thicken. It's also starting to simmer here. You can see the bubbles. So now's the right time to be adding the cream. Add it in as I'm whisking. Gonna mix that all in. I've got some vanilla bean paste here. Now that's optional, but you can add any flavoring that you want. I tend to like vanilla in my bechamel. It's looking very silky smooth, and now that's ready to go. So the base is cool now. So I'm gonna spoon in the pumpkin. I want to fill it almost 2/3 of the way up. So that's looking like it's filled enough. I'm going to try and flatten it a little bit so that the bechamel sits on properly. I've left a nice gap over here for the bechamel to sit. So the bechamel formed a bit of a skin, but that's fine. It's all going to melt back in once it goes in the oven. And now I'm just going to pour it in. That's looking great. So now this is ready to go into the oven. I'm going to bake it at 180 degrees for about half an hour or until the top browns nicely. While the pumpkin is in the oven, I'm going to prepare a nut and fruit topping. We usually stuff these pancake-like things with this nut mixture, but I've been doing this for years on top of this dessert and it tastes fantastic. So we're going to start off by roughly chopping our toasted hazelnuts. You want to keep the chunks as big as possible, but just gives you a nicer texture that way. So the hazelnuts are nicely chopped. I find that a mix of sizes gives you a very nice texture. Now I've put the hazelnuts in a bowl and I'm going to add some sultanas to them. Feel free to skip them if you don't like them, but they actually give a very nice flavor to this. There's a bit of light brown sugar, got some desiccated unsweetened coconut, some cinnamon, and a pinch of salt. I'm just going to give these a quick mix before I bind it all together with the melted butter. And I'm just going to add in the melted butter, mix it all together, and we have our topping ready. It smells so good. And as it sits, the butter just hardens and it clumps together. How great does this look? It smells really good. So you don't want to dig into this right away. This is piping hot. It's probably going to burn the roof of your mouth. So you want to let it cool for maybe about an hour and a half until it sets before you start carving into it. So we'll see you back in a bit. This took a while to cool, so we decided to leave it in the fridge overnight. Now, we need a sharp slice for the thumbnail, and since you're not taking any thumbnails, so it's best to serve it while it's still warm, especially because it's a winter dessert. Wow. Look at that. Let me know what you think.
I think it's going to be good. That's a good looking bite. No, it's so good. Wow, it's giving.
What is it giving exactly?
It's giving...
It's giving millennial trying to be Gen Z.
Yeah. It's giving flavour. You want to try? Oh, really nice. Right? And the base is just...
It brings it together.
Can't stop eating. Great job.
Thank you.
Make sure you give it a try.